The 3 Knots is a story which showed the power that witches once had over the weather. Around the middle of the 19th century, during the herring season, a boat from Lybster in Caithness had to go to Portmahomack in Easter Ross to pick up a cargo of staves used in the manufacture of barrels. The boat left the harbour one morning in ideal weather conditions. They travelled down the Murray Firth before a good breeze, arriving sharply at their destination. After berthing their boat, the crew went ashore and met up with their old acquaintances, spending the evening blethering and drinking with their friends. The next day they loaded up and got things ready for the homeward run, which they hoped would be the following day. That evening, however, the wind died down, and there was a flat calm, and those who knew the weather, judging from the atmospheric signs, predicted the dead calm would last for some days. A prolonged absence from home during the herring season would have been extremely inconvenient for the Lybster crew, and also for the coopers who were waiting for the staves. Jamie the skipper became ever more anxious, and talking it over with a Portmahomack friend, said, "What on earth are we to do?" His friend replied, "You'll just have to wait until the wind picks up, and that may be a week or more." "Oh, surely, never," replied Jamie. "I hope by tomorrow night the wind will rise." His friend then said, "You needn't wait until tomorrow night. You can be off in the morning. Go up the road and turn to your right, and you'll come to a small wee hussy with a thatched roof. Go in and you'll see an old wife. Tell her your case and give her half a croon." Jamie thanked his friend and set off. He duly arrived at the thatched cottage and found the old woman busy at her spinning wheel. "Fisherman, I suppose," said the witch by way of greeting. "A fisherman indeed," replied Jamie, "and in a strange part of the country, a cargo of staves aboard, and the sea like glass. So now you know my errand here. Here's half a croon to you, and see and do something for us in the circumstances." The old crone took a thread and put 3 knots in it, then handed it over to Jamie. "Now," she said, "this thread will do the trick for you. When you are in the boat and ready to sail, undo the first knot, and a gentle breeze from your right quarter will spring up and waft you along. When you are well on your way, loosen the second knot, and the wind will freshen and increase your speed. But do not, on any account, undo the 3rd knot." The next morning, they went down to the quay and got everything ready to start their homeward voyage. The skipper loosened the 1st knot. Almost immediately, a gentle breeze sprang up from the southwest. They unfurled their sails and glided gently out to the open sea. When they were about halfway home, Jamie undid the 2nd knot. The wind freshened and the boat sailed before it, and soon they were just a stone's throw from the entrance of Lybster harbour. One of the fishermen, thinking nothing untoward would happen at this point in their journey, persuaded Jamie to loosen the 3rd knot. This was a mistake. Immediately the wind veered round to the opposite direction, and with the gale howling, swept Jamie's boat from the mouth of the harbour out into the open sea. Jamie and his crew were glad to take shelter at the very port they'd left 10 hours beforehand. This story has roots in Russian folklore. In an old book called Ancient Rites and Ceremonies, it tells of how the indigenous people of northern Russia used to tie 3 knots in string. When one of these was loosened, a tolerable wind was raised. When they loosened the 2nd one, the wind was more vehement. And when they loosened the 3rd knot, They raised plain tempests, as in the old time they were accustomed to raise thunder and lightning. If you enjoyed this episode of Scotland's History, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.